Shalom, shalom, Israel's brother Zahaba Yalin.
Brother Aharon. Brother Shmuel.
Coming back at you with another quick cold cut through the spirit, man. And I believe we titled this, what you mean is cold, man. You know, you may ask brothers to labor. It's time to go to camp. You know, that weather drops below 40 degrees, 35 degrees. You say, brother, you know, let's go outside to camp. Let's teach the sheep. And he says it's cold outside. Brother, what does that mean it's cold outside? Right, go deeper into that. What you mean it's cold? What does that have to do with the sheep? What's that got to do with teaching the people, man? Let me go to 2 Timothy real quick. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that statement that you just made? We asked you to teach the sheep, and you say it's cold. So? You never said it was hot. It's 2 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 2. Preach the word. Be instant in season, out of season. Read that again. Be instant in season, out of season. Meaning you got to be ready when it's 100 degrees outside. When the quavitas is full with 30, 40 brothers during the quavitas, man. It's 90 degrees. You shaking the hand. Everybody got a bottle of water in their hand, man. But what about when it's cold outside? What about when it's 3 people on the block? You may see 3 people in 3 hours, man. Right? And you was out there for those 3 people. It may be 10 degrees, man. You may have forgot your gloves at home. What does that mean? You don't go outside? You may not have put on the warmest jacket and you left it at home. So what that mean? You don't go outside. And we got to go out there and teach the sheep. And it says, reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. So the Lord told us that we have to reprove, rebuke, long suffering and doctrine in all points and seasons. Whether it's raining, whether it's cold, whether it's hot, it don't matter, man. We the servants of the Lord, we have to go through these things for the Lord, man. Let me go to Romans chapter 12, verse 1. I'm going to pass. This is the book of Romans, chapter 12. I'm going to start at verse number 1, man, because you forgot what you signed up for, man. Right? Do construction workers get to say I have off in the wintertime? Construction workers can't say they got off in the wintertime, man. They have to work. It's Romans, and we're building a building. It's Romans chapter 12, verse 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service, man. Right? And that's plain. Let brothers get it.
All praise to the Most High. I'm going to get the book of Luke, chapter 14. Let's go to the book of Luke, chapter 14. All right, this is the book of Luke, chapter 14, and verse number 16. It says, Then said he unto him, a certain man made a great supper, and bade many, and set his servant at supper time to say to them that were bidden, Come, for all things are now ready. Right? So if you don't come out and let the sheep know that they need to be ready, right? They need to prepare their minds, they need to prepare their souls for what's to come on the earth, right? And not only that, for the things that's to come in the kingdom. It says, and they all with one consent began to make excuse, right? The first said unto him, I have bought a piece of ground, and I must need go and see it. I pray thee, have me excused. So a lot of men, they're going to try to excuse themselves from doing the work. Why? Because it's too cold, right? You got so-called infirmities, right? Your back's hurting, right? But who's going to come out here and do the work if you don't do it, right? It being cold or you being in your feelings and you being emotional is not a good enough excuse to excuse yourself from doing the work of the Lord, right? You got your brothers that are counting on you. You got your people that are actually counting on you. Why? Because they're out here, they're lost. They don't have wisdom. Our people don't have any understanding. Our people don't have any order. We're without the law, statutes, and commandments. We're without the Most High. And if you don't come out and do the work, how else is the sheep actually going to get fed? So you can't make excuses. You can't say that it's too cold. You don't have that option. When you're called into this truth, you have to do the work. It says, right, I'm going to read on. It says, and another said, I have bought 5 yoke of oxen, and go to prove them, I pray thee, have me excused. And another said, I have married a wife, and therefore I cannot come. So that servant came and shewed his lord these things. Then the master of the house, being angry, said to his servant, Go out quickly into the streets and lanes of the city, and bring in hither the poor and the maimed and the halt and the blind, right? Because the poor, right, the maimed, the blind, they're not out, or they're not in the warm, right? They're not sheltered. They're not covered, right? They're not being sheltered right now. Our people are poor, right? They're out here in the cold, so you got to come out here in the cold. You got to go do the work. You got to go where the poor is. The poor doesn't have any shelter, right? The poor is without. So if you're making excuses, how else are we supposed to actually help our people, right? Let's keep reading. It says, and the servant said, Lord, it is done as thou hast commanded, and yet there is room. And the Lord said unto the servant, go out into the highways and hedges, and compel them to come in, that my house may be filled. For I say unto you, that none of those men which are bidden shall taste of my supper. All right, let's go to the book of Matthew. Let's go to the book of Matthew, chapter 20. Right, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 20, and verse, right, let's start at verse number 21. It says, and he said unto her, what wilt thou? She said unto him, grant that these my two sons may sit, the one in thy right hand and the other on the left, in thy kingdom. But Yahushua answered and said, ye know not what ye ask. Are ye able to drink of the cup that I shall drink of, right? And to be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with? They said unto him, we are able, right? So when you came into this truth, right, and you came into this knowledge, you made a covenant with the Most High God. Our people made a covenant with the Most High God that we broke. And the Most High woke you up to this truth. He gave you this knowledge and this wisdom. He allowed you to know his name. He allowed you to understand the mysteries that's in the scriptures, right? You said that you were able. So you don't have time to make excuses. It being cold is not a good enough excuse, right? Let's keep reading. It says, and he said unto them, ye shall drink indeed of my cup, and be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with, but to sit on my right hand and on my left is not mine to give, but it shall be given to them, right, for whom it is prepared of my Father. All right, let's go to the book of Luke. Right, so the men who are enduring these situations, right, they're being instant in season and out of season, they're going to receive the kingdom. They're going to receive everlasting life because they didn't make excuses. They didn't let the things of this world and their flesh and all their feelings get in the way of them doing the work of the Lord. Why? Because like I said, our brothers actually depend on us, right? Let me get this account real quick in Luke chapter 5. This is the book of Luke chapter 5, verse 27. It says, and after these things, he went forth and saw a publican named Levi sitting at the receipt of custom, and he said unto him, follow me. And he left all, rose up, and followed him. So we got to have the same mind as our forefathers, right? When the Lord says to follow him, when the Lord calls you to do the work, you make no excuses. You leave everything that you have, you get up, and you follow the Lord, right?
Mighty points from the mighty Aharon. So I'm just going to give out one good precept, one of my favorite ones. This is the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2, and verse number 3. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier for Yahushua HaMashiach. So you got to endure these elements, man. No matter if it's 100 degrees, 110 degrees, or damn near 10 degrees, but it don't matter, man. It's going to be cold, it's going to be hot. You just know how Chicago operates. It could be very nice for this week, and it could be very cold this whole another week, right? But reading on it, right? No man, verse number 4, no man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who hath chosen him to be a soldier. So we're literally chosen for this truth, right? So we gotta basically, endure all hardness for the Most High, for Yahushua, man. Because the way he endured hardness, that's the way we have to endure. And Lord willing, we can, fulfill, what we need to do in these last days, right? What you got it?
Right. I'm gonna get the book of Proverbs, chapter 20, verse 4. It says, the sluggard will not plow by reason of the cold, therefore shall he beg and harvest and have nothing. Hey, if you being sluggard to come out in the cold and feed the sheep and come put your hand to the plow, hey, you're gonna starve. Hey, the sheep is starving right now. They don't have the words of the Lord. So you slacking to come out and do the work in the cold. Hey, it says what? It said, therefore shall he beg in harvest and have nothing. And the harvest just passed, man. You should have been plowing and be able to gather your food, make sure your family's all good. But hey, you a slugger, man. Now your food don't eat. And you slacking to come feed the sheep. Hey, the Lord gonna have you slack. Because when the famine of the words come, hey, you're not gonna be able to eat anything, man. He took it away from you because you sitting on the words that he gave you, and you're not going to feed the sheep. Hey, you're not gonna eat as well, man. Right? I'm gonna read that again. It said, the sluggard will not plow by reason of the cold, therefore shall he beg in harvest and have nothing. And you will have nothing because the words of the Lord, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that the Most High gave you, and for you to be slack and not feed the sheep, hey, you're gonna have nothing. He's gonna take that understanding from you and give it to somebody else who's gonna come out here in the below weather, in the heat, right? Hey, and he's gonna prosper while you just sit on it, right? One more precept, Leviticus chapter 6, verse 13. Right? Classic precept, man. Classic milk precept, man. Right? This is the book of Leviticus chapter 6 and verse 13. It says, the fire shall ever be burning upon the altar, it shall never go out. So your fire should never go out, man. And if that altar is steady burning, you will stay warm, man. No matter if it's cold, no matter if it's hot, no matter if you see all wickedness, hey, if your fire is burning in righteousness, hey, you will stay warm in this thing, man. You wouldn't be worrying about the cold. But you got to
And that's exactly right. Let me get this up real quick. It's Proverbs chapter 31 and verse 20. She stretches out her hand to the poor. Yea, she reaches forth her hands to the needy. This is talking about the virtuous woman in Proverbs chapter 31. Let's see what else she does, right? She maketh herself covering of, it's like in verse 21, she is not afraid of the snow for her household. For all her household are clothed with scarlet. Meaning they had the best things, man. This woman was able to go through the snow to provide for her household the best things, man. You a man of the Lord. You can't go outside and teach in the snow, in the cold. This woman was able to do that, man. But you a man of the Lord, man. So understand that excuse don't work out here, man. It's cold. It's too hot. It's raining. It's thundering. There's a lion in the streets. A lion, by the way. We're not trying to hear that. Obviously, be wise in your endeavors and what you're doing in sincerity and honesty and purity of heart. Don't be a fool, but also don't be a wimp. Right? Don't be making excuses, man. Right. Do what you got to do for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. And with that, let's say, Kom Yashua. Shalom.